Well, hello. This is the final boss, and we are going to play Apotheorasis. And you see, I think it's how I pronounce it. I'm not really sure. Apotha something. But essentially, it's a game that leverages sound to give one the experience of blindness. So I don't know if I should actually close my eyes. It does tell me. It says in the very opening screen, if you can see this, close your eyes. It was like the game started. Like it didn't let me press go or anything. It just started running. So um, I think it's launching into Act 1 as we speak. And yeah, so I'm curious to see. I both love sound design. I love narrative design. I love unique ways of telling stories. And I love radio drama. And this seems to have a lot of those things in it. So I'm really curious to see the techniques they use, if they use them successfully, and if they're able to still make interesting game mechanics with it. So here we go. I have my volume on my thing turned way up, and it's on stereo, so you should be able to kind of hear. I gotta close my eyes. There's someone singing over here.
Temperature dropping, storming coming, adjusting speed.
This guy gives me a headache. All this reminds me of our first road trip together. You wouldn't look at me even for a second, no matter how hard I tried, and I did.
It's because I was blind.
The road had like 100% of your attention. You know, I've told you before, I was beginning to believe you didn't like me. And then the rain stopped.
The kid laughing's pretty
You pulled
creepy.
over, turned off the lights, and we just stayed there gazing up at the stars all night.
Can I turn to face this person?
I still remember.
Oh,
the
I
scent
can.
of
Oh, that's
this
cool.
leather
So it
seat,
uses the balancing.
and how warm your hands felt. How beautiful your eyes looked under the moonlight.
Okay, so I can adjust the balance by looking.
Fasten seatbelts, fasten seatbelts.
Hey, you
That's
two
enough.
rascals! You have until the count of 3 to buckle up and quiet down, or Mommy will come back there and get you. Okay, I am starting
Okay.
counting, kids. 1, 2,
The kids' voices are a little funky.
3.
Oh, that's not good. I guess my family's rip. They are driving, so... I wish I could pause. Can I pause by pressing escape?
Simulation pause.
Okay, I can pause by pressing escape. Alright, I'm gonna open my eyes. That's a mouthful.
Simulation paused.
Yeah, okay. So I feel like they did need to do a little bit more sound
Remember,
design
think
to
up
place
or
me
yes,
in the right
down for
place.
no.
Okay, thank you.
Simulation paused.
Okay, we know simulation's paused. Got it. I'm gonna turn down the volume just a smidge because it's pretty aggressive. I'm gonna turn my volume up because I'm the star. I'm the person. I'm just kidding. Now I'll turn it down a little bit. It's a little too loud. Not that much of a star. But yeah, so feedback so far. Initial sound design setup. Geez, I've seen very little and it's already odd. It's all right. You just happened on the beginning. So essentially, it's only sound. This game. It has like directional stuff. Oh, I am fish. Say got one for you. Oh, nice. Well, to the developer's credit, they did give me a Steam key to this for free, so I could review it. So I will reach out to I Am Fish though and see if they can give me something, because I'm a cheap final boss. At the end of the day, sound only. Yes. So turn up your audio. I'll try not to talk super loud, and we'll see. We'll play about 20 minutes of this, and then we can switch to something else that's maybe a little bit more accessible. But so initially, the opening scene is you're getting your kids in the car with your wife, and then you get in a car wreck. Some of my feedback on the sound design is there's like this crackling sound like a fire, and for some reason I could not place myself in a car. So some of the ambient sounds that were used were felt out of place. I was definitely confused because again, I do a lot of radio drama. I listen to a lot of radio drama. I think radio drama and audio is one of the lost arts. I think audio is an extremely powerful art because right, like even just listening to this, I had a scene in my head developed. And look at how much graphical fidelity that needed. It needed none. So honestly, I do think that the fact that this is focusing on audio is really really interesting. I think it's a very smart decision, and I like that it's directional. However, I do feel like some of the audio cues, which become increasingly important, are not clear. And I don't know if that's intentional, but again, your opening scene, you want to generally, when you're doing something abstract, you want to start from a clear place. You want to start from solid bedrock, and then you can get into the abstract stuff. So, for example, think about the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once, where a little bit of spoilers here, so cover your ears if you don't want to know. But essentially, this main character eventually, is able to jump into multiple dimensions and use the powers that her other selves have. But we start with her doing her taxes, right? Something so mundane, something so concrete, um, and it immediately gives us that launching point to kind of move forward with. So, all
Simulation
right,
paused.
I'm gonna unpause the simulation. You ready? Close my eyes again. I'm gonna try to do it proper.
Hey, lady. Are you... Oh, shit, that's brutal. Oh, I've seen war zones that look better. Oh, fuck me, not the fucking kids as well.
Is this like the paramedic? He's a very negative paramedic.
Tell me you're still breathing. Good luck.
Come on, stay with me, stay with me. Nurse, BP is dropping, get the bottles ready now.
Okay, so to some degree the story is pretty linear. I think it's okay that we're starting in a familiar, almost cliche place, right? Where like we lose the family in a car wreck.
Who's a good dog? Yes, you are. Easy there. Easy. You've been in an accident, and we're here to help. Please follow my instructions. Your vocal cords have been badly damaged. So first, let's establish a way of communicating.
So this voice is a little wonky. This
This device will help.
I do find myself wanting to peek,
It's a small ring with a scroll wheel.
even though it will make no good. It's a small
Scroll
ring.
up for yes, down for no. Do you understand?
Yes.
Good.
Oh, that's cool.
This
So I like
next
that I
part
have
is very
dialogue
important.
choices with the mouse ring.
Your outer ears were damaged during the crash. These headphones are the latest creation of Deus Proxima. They are even better than the real thing. Here, try them out.
Can I open my eyes yet?
Left on. Right on. Simulating 3D audio.
Can you hear me from your left?
Yes.
Okay, that's relief. Can you hear me from your right?
No.
That's weird. These should be stereo headphones. Remember, up for yes, down for no. Can you hear me from your left?
Yes.
Okay, that's relief. Can you hear me from your right?
Yes.
Lovely, just lovely.
This
We
person's
salvaged
voice
what
is
we
really
could
weird.
From your original body and replaced what we couldn't. Thankfully, we secured bone tissue from compatible donors. But the operation was rather painful for you. You tore as if to scream, "No, not my family." We had to restrain you to keep you from hurting yourself. You look all healed up now, though. Here, let me unfasten your seatbelt real quick.
Seatbelt? Wouldn't it be restraints? Because I'm not in a car anymore.
Turn to your left. Nice. Turn to your right. Okay. Now, listen to my watch and walk away from me. Now, listen to my watch and walk away from me.
Hard to tell what is away and towards when it's coming from the front.
Maybe the neural connections are still weak. Oh, I know. All you need is a mental image. See, you may not remember, but your body does. So, picture you are playing
How do
one
I
of
walk?
these
There we go.
first-person shooters that were all the hype in the beginning of the 21st century. Good. Now close your eyes. Place your hand on that keyboard and use the W, A, S, and D keys. Your body should follow the direction you give it. That worked! Now come back over here. Follow the sound of my watch. Excellent. This next step is
This is such a weird.
exhilarating. See, we took the liberty.
Alright, I'm gonna try to actually
took
close
the
my eyes here.
liberty Of making you something more than what you were. You should be able to manifest a telekinetic blast just by visualizing it. Here, try shooting at me. Oh, don't worry. I've got my defenses. Good blast. Shoot a few more. I promise not to move. Keep blasting me. I'm right in front of you.
He seems so into it. It's a little creepy.
Keep blasting me. I'm right in front of you. Oh yes, look at that power. Our engineers did a marvelous job. Okay, now my...
Trying to walk away.
Oh, don't worry. I won't hurt you. I would never hurt
I
someone
feel like the
who didn't
tutorial could move a
deserve it.
little faster.
Put up your shield now. It's the opposite of your blast. Oh, you took that like a true god. Just
Like a true
remember,
god?
you won't be able to move
Some of the
by
dialogue choices are a little
and
funny.
certain high-pitched sounds may disable it. Anyway, I think you're ready to play a bit. This time I won't be standing still though. So listen, aim, and shoot at me. Impressive! But I want to make sure it wasn't just luck. Again, focus and blast me. Nice. But you can do even better. Again, aim and blast me. Good. Good. Now let's take the gloves off, shall we? I need to make sure you can complete the rest of your training before graduating from me. Let's see if you can land 3 hits before I break you. That's one. That's two. And three.
It's pretty interesting. I like the
Bravo.
first-person shooter. I don't really know exactly how I'm
You know that? A real god.
placing myself in space. God incarnate.
Justice to this world. You can relax now. We've got fun times ahead of us. Seeing as we just gave you telekinetic weaponry, though. And
So
you
I hear a
improved
dog. I want to
your
be able to pet the
family's
dog. I'm
skills.
pressing F to pet the dog, and it's not letting me,
How
which
about
makes
coming back?
me
There's
sad.
a mandatory psychological evaluation you need to go through.
It sounds like there's a
before
dog.
I let you run free, I need you to sit down for a second. Sit. Some legal stuff first. Do you consent to the collection and processing of your data by Deus Proxima Labs to help us improve your experience?
Yes.
An excellent choice. I'll be asking you a set of 5 questions to understand your mental state. Let me start you off with an easy
I want to
one.
start playing. You know, like
This
we're
is a dog I
15
met
minutes into
yesterday.
this game.
Do you like it?
Yes.
Me too. Would you like to pet it?
Yes.
There you go. Anyway, moving on to you. I also made you yesterday. Do you like you?
Yes.
I'm so glad to hear that, child. In any case, do you know your duty?
So I guess when you get
Why
in
you
a
were
car wreck with your
created.
family, you get.
No.
Oh, come on. Every god knows their duty. Delivering justice is your nature.
My major?
Final question. If the man responsible for your accident was in front of you and showed no remorse whatsoever for what he had done to you and your family, would you kill him?
No.
Wrong. Maybe you just need the proper stimuli. Bring him in!
Yeah, the sound design here feels a little funky. Like that struggle sound. I know struggle sounds are always hard to get
Who are you
because
people? Where are you taking me? Let me go. I've done nothing wrong.
Oh, so you've done nothing wrong, have you? You didn't crash into this poor soul's car. You didn't destroy the happy family they had. No, you are innocent, right? Well, that's for the gods to decide. Go on, my child. Deliver your justice to this sinner. Blast him dead.
No.
You think you have a choice? I said blast him now!
I was trying to shoot the doctor. I don't want to kill somebody, even if they hurt my family. More death does not help the world at all.
Smoking kills, you know?
It's enough death in this world, I'll tell you.
What are you doing here? What if someone saw us?
Oh, don't worry. I'm always careful. So, how was your night, my dear doctor? I heard something interesting happened up at Highway 64.
Yes, there was an awful accident. A self-driving truck steered off course and right into this family's car. Mom and kids died on impact.
I've
Self-driving
always
truck.
wanted kids. Can I have them? And their mother, of course. Only a monster would keep them separate.
Have I ever said no?
Oh, thank you. How considerate of you to indulge me. And how about this one?
This mess of broken bones and lacerated ears was saved by the belt, actually, at the price of a class 4 larynx fracture.
Evil doctor alert. It's not where you want to wind up.
Eyes, they were like this from before the accident. Looks like electrical burns, high voltage. Why do you ask?
That's why you don't drive That's why you don't
The
use
dead
self-driving
will only
cars.
get you so far. Some questions require asking the living.
So again, this is becoming more of an audio play than a game, right? Like we've been really just very, very light interactions. Like I want to start
Bodies
you
are
know,
one thing, but a
interacting,
blind
right?
person like this.
Helpless?
And
Where you see a wretched, tortured victim, I see a god craving to be liberated, craving to be free, a god of justice.
who is this lady? She seems so cool with this guy.
I'm not asking. Yes, smoker.
Okay, okay. You'll have them at your lab in a few hours. I just need to get the paperwork in order.
That
He has yes
sounds
smoke?
perfect.
Why didn't he use the yes smoke on me? Why didn't he use the yes smoke on me to make me say yes to attacking that guy?
Indecisiveness. First you defy me, and then what? You decide to obey. Yet you can't fire a single blast? Is this a joke to you? Guards!
Talk about bad luck. Talk about
Take the
bad
glow
luck.
to be free. I'll
The guard.
turn you into a proper god, whether you like it or not. And in the end, you will love me for it.
Oh, well, guess I'll love him for it.
Achievement unlocked. Fall from grace. Complete the tutorial.
Man, that took a long time. That was a 22-minute tutorial. And I was going through those questions as fast as I could. If I was the writer behind this, I would either make the tutorial optional or drastically shorten it. Because again, I want to get to the game. I want to get to the part that's interesting, like which is trying to do a first-person shooter without my sight, which is really the experience you're trying to drive for the player, is to make me feel like, hey, I'm blind and I'm trying to interact with a world that I can't see, which I think is a brilliant conception. It's just taking us a little too long to get there, I would say.
No alarm in place. They must really trust this cell. Ah, you're up. How are you feeling?
Yes.
Yeah, lucky you. Those guards did a number on me. Here, let me give you a hand up. Look, I'm no truck driver as that scientist claimed. Just a veteran who wanted to rest in peace. I saw you crash and checked in to see if you were okay. I understand that after losing your family in the blink of an eye, it's hard for you to trust anything. Or anyone. And the same goes for me.
Yes.
I mean, you seemed reluctant at first, and then you tried to end my life. Yet, despite all that, I'm still alive somehow.
Did I try to
I'm
end his...
thankful for that.
So again,
Let me return the favor.
so this is...
All that
Here, I'm going to
science-
pause this for a second.
Simulation paused.
So
Resume training.
So one of the problems that just came up, right, is with audio. It is
Resume
okay.
training?
I got alt tab, or else it's gonna shout at me the whole time. But with audio, very hard to trust that your audience is tracking with you, right? And you always want to restate what you've already shown us. But I've got that part. I think if I was giving advice to the writer of this, I would encourage them to remove as much of the extra explanation as possible. Start from the bare bones of like car crash, creepy doctor, boom, and then I'm in the cell, right? Like you start with a tutorial that's giving us too little, and then say that's the one area you want in writing to add more, right? Is in the exposition when you realize there's not enough. You always want to say, when it comes to your exposition, when it comes to explaining, oh, wait, I should have added more. It wasn't clear enough. You never want to get to the point in exposition where the reader or the listener is already aware of what's going on and you're just explaining it to them over and over again. That's kind of where we're getting to here. Because to some degree, like I wasn't clear that I didn't shoot the guy, but then the doctor said it, and he was like, you're vacillating. Why did you want to shoot him and then you didn't? And then we get the guy again, and he's like, hey, yo, like, you looked at me, you said no, and then you tried to shoot me. What the heck? Even though I tried to shoot the doctor, but the high pitched squeal came on. So I'm tracking, right? Like, trust me, I know what's going on, and so to some degree. And I've played first-person shooters before, and I don't know about the rest of your audience for this game, but like, for example, having to explain like you have to use WASD to move. I was trying to do that earlier, and it just wouldn't let me, right? So those are things to think about. I would say in terms of saying, hey, look, for this very very long tutorial, it takes us a long time to get to the game. I kind of want to give it a few minutes just so I can experience the game, but it's already getting to my kind of 30-minute goal for this one.
Resume training?
But we'll see. I'll resume
As
training
we're
here.
busy dragging us around, I memorized this facility's entire layout. There's a bridge up ahead, leading to an elevator, which connects us to the main building. From there, we can launch our escape.
I wish I could do 2x
So,
audio
here we
speed.
are.
I listen to all my
Searching for
audiobooks on
war,
2x.
And an old dog who has survived 3 of them. What do you think?
It's a war
Should we take
veteran.
our chances together, or go our separate ways?
Let's
Yes.
do this.
Yeah, I think so too. We're
But
meant to
again-
be social creatures afterwards.
Simulation paused.
So again, who needs sight when you can shoot in every direction? That's true. That's true. But we had another issue here, right, in the dialogue where it says, should we go together? Should we go together? And then he uses an or, or should we go our separate ways? I said yes. Does that mean go our separate ways? So again, that extra portion, and so usually in writing, you can always cut the last bit of a paragraph generally. And so that extra portion is a little bit superfluous, right? Because if you say, hey, should we go together? I know that going our separate ways is implied if I say no, right? So trust the reader. Lean on
Resume
implication.
training?
Lean on implication.
But first, we need to get out of this cell. I see no alarms on the door, and the cave walls have a few weak points on them. If your kind is as powerful as they say,
Your
you should
kind.
be able to blast your way through. I can help you aim. Can you blast the wall over there? That's a miss. Listen for my pebble.
Listen for my pep.
Yeah. Can you aim better?
Can you aim better?
That's a miss.
That's something.
Nice shot. Next one is over there.
I wish the
A bit
pebble,
tougher though.
like he
so
should like
don't hold
flick,
back.
clap his finger more rapidly. That comes to.
Listen for my pebble.
Trying.
Wow, You really
Wow, that
packed a
was
punch.
really
Open
precise.
the door.
It was
Give it all you got.
making me. Oh, that was a little overtuned. I guess I just gotta shoot it a lot.
Nice. It's falling down.
So again, don't need him to tell me it's falling down because the audio is already doing that.
Well, more freedom than we had a moment ago, eh?
So I know I know to the game designer, if you watch this, I know quite a few folks that work
being
in
3
radio
floors under
drama,
kinda sucks.
and I would be more than happy to introduce
But the
you to them, and they
bridge
can
should be at the
probably
end
help
of
you
this
tune
tunnel.
up the script
Let's
in
go.
a lot of these
We may
ways.
not have alarms, but they're bound to come here sooner or later.
All right, I'm following you. Let's go. I'm running. I'm pressing. Pressing.
I think I understand why they're so interested in you, seeing the kind of power you have.
I have a lot of
One can
power.
win a war with a handful of your kind.
That's right.
We should be quiet.
Yes.
Shh. I think there's
No.
something up ahead.
No. No.
I guess this is why they had no alarms. We should keep moving.
Yes.
I do want to get a little bit of variance to the sound. So again, this is more sound design, Jeff talking, but the fact that my gun is like a very similar. Shit.
Do as you please.
I mean, I'm just kind of walking towards the sound. So again, like my general approach, which is probably wrong, I think it's the other way. Interesting.
Okay. I think we've lost it. Whatever it was.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the simulation.
Simulation paused.
And I'm going to give my little review on this because it's a very interesting title, honestly. I am pleasantly surprised by how fun the shooting aspects were with audio and the fact that it was relatively forgiving. Like if I missed, they would, say, "Hey, over here." I really liked the concept. It definitely made me have a different experience than a normal game. So I think in terms of experiential goal, this game nailed it, right? Like for better or for worse, this just felt different. I had to use my different sense, which I think is super fantastic, right? In terms of the narrative structure and some of these things, I think those probably need a little bit more work, right? I think there's two sides of that, right? Which is the story structure, like, hey, what's the inciting incident, like the plot, and then there's the other side, which is the actual execution on the page, making a project work on the page. So I think where this one performs well is in the story structure is interesting, right? It's a little cliched, but again, we're throwing so many new things at the player. It's okay to go with a kind of like, hey, you got in a car wreck, you turn into RoboCop, and off you go. You have you have a psychic laser now. That's okay, I think, because we're getting thrown a lot of new stuff through the mechanics. So it's okay if the story is a little bit more, similar to maybe something we might have seen before. Though, if you can, bring some more of your own character to it, that's all the better. The biggest problem narrative-wise that I saw was the fact that a lot of the dialogue, didn't trust the sound design, so they would say, hey, something was pretty clearly expressed through sound design and through through dialogue, and then someone would say the same thing again, or some of the choices sounded really odd because of the way those were phrased. So obviously, I know these are generally minor things, but they do add up, and especially when audio is my main interaction, right? I think that's when it becomes a challenge. So overall, I would rate this game 6 out of 10. Mm, yeah, I'll say actually I'll do 5 out of 10. I know it's a little harsh. But the tutorial was 20 minutes, which is a really, really long time. I just wanted to play the game, and it was kept me, and the dialogue moved really slow. So even if we can have like because I listen to audiobooks at 2x speed, so it's something to be said. And also some of the narrative was weak in terms of concept. Concept was an 8 out of 10. I think this concept is really interesting. There were a few moments when I was actually able to visualize and really feel like I was getting put somewhere more interactive. I think this technology in the hands of someone who really is, experienced with radio drama could be really interesting, right? So I know some colleagues that are doing radio drama stuff that's really fascinating. So if you ever want to get in touch with them, feel free to reach out to me on YouTube and stuff like that, or whatever the internet things are. But anyways, this is a really cool project. I'm really excited to see how it evolves, and good luck to the developer. Now on to the next game.